What's up, you guys? Godzilla fan freaks coming at you today with another figure review. And today we are going to be taking a look at the Monsterarts Monster X figure. Noted that this is my very first Monster X figure in my collection. I don't have the Bandai, I don't have an X Plus, I don't have any other type of version. There was no representation of Monster X in my collection, so that is why I decided to pick this figure up from the Godzilla store. I'll put a link in the description. So, very first Monster X figure. As you guys know, I'm not a huge Final Wars fan. It's a Godzilla movie. I appreciate it for what it is. But as far as enjoyment or, just wanting to ever sit down and just watch it, it's very rare. It is not a favorite film of mine by far. I have spoken this many of times. As some of you probably know. If you don't know, now you know. Godzilla Fan Freaks is not the biggest Final Wars fan. Please put down your pitchforks. Anyway, but still, that doesn't mean that I don't want things from the film, and Monster X was something new that we got from that film, and I didn't have a figure of it, so it's like one of my collection goals is to have at least one representation of every Godzilla enemy, friend, kaiju, whatever in the universe. So I was like, well, I need a Monster X. This guy's available. There's a discount on the website. Why not? So I picked him up. So, without further ado, before we get on into the figure, let's just scoot him off to the side here and let's take a look at the box. Of course, SH Monster Arts, you have your typical box here. Very nice portrait figure, picture of the figure, little smoke, digital details in there and whatnot. Just information, Bandai, Tamashii Nations. This side, plain, just with SH Monster Arts, Monster X. Top, you just have Monster X. On the side, another promotional shot of the figure, Monster X. On the back, you get all those promotional shots of the figure, dynamic posing, everything you can do with him, and whatnot. So, and all your legal jargon and stuff on the bottom. So, that is the box. Let's get rid of that. So, now, here is Monster X. Let me get a little bit more light going for you guys here. There we go. So, Monster X figure. I mean, he's cool. I like his design. I haven't had a figure of Monster X before in my collection, so this is my first. So, I have a liking to it. The details are nice. SH Monster Arts, for those of you who know, how I feel about that line. I'm kind of 50-50 with it now. Like, some stuff's good, some stuff's bad. The line was really strong when it started off. Of course, what toy line isn't? All their figures are new and everything. They hadn't gotten into the numerous repaints and reissues of figures that we pretty much have now. Still dealing with quality control issues, I will tell you that. And of course, the classic SH Monster Arts Tamashii Nations is charging us more and we get less. Now your standard 6-inch-ish, articulated figure that used to be roughly, $60 to $75 with effect parts, now runs you $130, if not more, for your baseline. And you get no effect parts and hardly any accessories. This guy only came with a couple pairs of hands. That is it. I'm not the biggest fan. I don't even have the hands available right now. I put them away in my accessory bin. Just because just one hand, the basic hands he comes with, he does have one of each. That I will tell you. And just to get that out of the way, one of his hands is like open, but the fingers are more curled. Those were his basic hands. The alternate hands that they have were more like his fingers were more straight, open. Not necessarily a chopping hand, but as you can see here versus this one, those are the differences you're going to get with the hands, and that's it. Yeah, so that's accessories out of the way, kind of going in a little reverse order, but because it was so simple, just wanted to get it out of the way. First off, what do? Paint applications. Paint applications for Monster X. Very, very nice, kind of like white silvers, and it actually is a little metallic, so it does have a nice shine in the light all over his body. Besides that, you got very nice glossy black for like his underskin. His teeth and everything are a different coat of silver. And then of course you have red eyes, which are also a little metallic to give off that effect that they are kind of, you know, glowing, if you will. And that's it. That is it for paint. Very plain Jane all the way around, but Monster X didn't have a whole heck of a lot of color anyway, so you can't get more accurate than what they did here. Detail on this guy. I do love all the detail in the side heads here, because spoilers, if you don't know, Monster X is actually Kaiser Ghidorah, like first form or in disguise. So this guy turns into Kaiser Ghidorah. Middle head, but both the sides heads, very, very nice details throughout. Just all that detailing and sculpting looks very, very good. On the middle head, very, very nice. Eyes looks nice. Nose looks nice. Teeth nicely etched into the sculpt. Horns here on the top of the head, very nicely sculpted. Moving on down to the chest. I mean, to me, Monster X almost looks like a Power Ranger villain. You know, like, he is a kaiju, don't get me wrong, but he does give off a Power Ranger villain vibe to me. That's just me, though. I don't know if anyone else will agree, but he does kind of look like a Power Ranger villain. You could totally fool a not a Power Ranger fan, but, you know, somebody who really doesn't know anything about the fandoms, Godzilla or Power Rangers. Stick this on the shelf next to a Power Ranger and be like, oh yeah, that's so-and-so, and just totally, like, give them a BS story. His underskin, very nice grooves, lines throughout. Almost similar to a xenomorph, I want to say, a little bit, just a little bit of xenomorph, especially with the elongated head and stuff. That kind of gives off xenomorph. Again, just look at all that detailing. Very nice sculpting. I mean, SH Monster Arts do produce nice figures. They just do have some issues. Oh, now you're going to prove me wrong. Yeah, you suck. When I took this out of the box, I kid you not, you guys, it took me forever to get this on, and it's actually staying on, so I'm going to leave it alone. But just so you guys know, you can still kind of see it. This joint is very loose. It really doesn't hold on very tight. I mean, look at that. Just with a little bit of force, it's just very loose. It's a very loose tail. I can't really do any crazy poses with it just because that joint. I might have to use the nail polish trick, and if you don't know what that is, the nail polish trick is if you have articulated figures and they have ball joints, and if their joints are loose like this, give that ball joint, of course, take off the part, give the ball joint a nice brush of nail polish, let it dry, then stick this piece back on, and that'll help stiffen up that joint. And of course, with nail polish, you can keep layering on coats to where it kind of gets a little thicker and thicker. So then you can continue to do that until you get the desired, you know, strength you need for that joint, and it'll work just fine. So I'm probably gonna have to do that with this guy because his tail just kind of sits flat on the ground, and just because of the potential with this tail with the joints, you could get some really dynamic, cool poses out of it for sure. So I definitely want to do that down the road. But for now, he kind of just uses his tail to balance, because his legs and his feet are also a little loose. Like, I'm barely having to move that. Very loose joints. Again, you know, kind of a quality control issue. SH Monster Arts is a shot in the dark that way. But, and since we're there, we can move on to articulation. We've covered paint and detail. Articulation, all kinds of articulation. Again, he's an SH Monster Arts figure. So these little side heads can like move around and kind of rotate and whatnot, as they are just on ball joints. The main head has several joints in like the neck and stuff. You can have him look down so far. You can only go up though, pretty much straight ahead. He can't really look up. Of course, the jaw opens and closes. That is also kind of a very loose joint. This is probably my loosest SH Monster Arts, and there you go. It just separated on its own. I don't even know if it even showed up on camera because it was down here, but there you have it. It's like, look at this for the joint. If it'll even, like, it's not the greatest, and it's kind of softer plastic. It's not very sturdy, so that also doesn't help in any area. Let's see if I can get it back on here. Of course, it'll probably just fall off again when we get to the tail articulation, but we'll see. Head can also kind of look left and right. You are limited because of these other side heads. And then, of course, these inner workings down in here. All this, you know, detail and everything. As you can see, it kind of hits right up against there. You can see right in there. So you really can't get a lot of turns of the head with this figure. Arms at the shoulders can kind of move back. They're limited because of these, you know, bicep spikes. And then you could push them forward to go up ever so far. You know, this stuff, you know, the side heads will get in the way with all of their, just call it kibble, I guess. You know, take a thing from Javi the Hong, you know, all that kibble in there. Biceps do swivel, but again, you are limited because of these elbow spikes, or not elbow spikes, but bicep spikes. Does have a joint in the elbow, so you can extend the arm out ever so far and then bend it. Wrists can rotate and move around. Very nice range of motion on the wrists. Abdomen area, you can turn. He's very spiky and hard to move. You can kind of guide him with this back spike that's right here. That'd probably be the best way. But you can move him left and right. The joints in the abdomen don't really work all that well from turning side to side, but he does have a very big ab crunch. As you can see, you can literally just have him just looking straight down, not even having to move that head at all, you know, like you don't even have to do that. You can literally just lean him over like so. So that about does it for there. The legs, they can kick out forward ever so far. They can kick back ever so far. Of course, tail gone again. Monster X can not 100% do the splits, but a little bit. All of this doesn't really fit up into this curve up here, so if you force these joints, the legs are probably just going to pop off. No, nothing in the thighs. Knees, of course, double jointed, so you do have very nice double jointed knees for both legs, and you can kind of rotate below the knee for that shin, but not a lot. Ankles, you can point downwards, upwards, and then of course you have pivots very nicely. Again, This guy's kind of loose, so he doesn't stand very well for me. So it's kind of good that I guess the tail sits the way it does. As far as the tail goes, you have a joint here, a joint here, a joint here, and a joint here. And then, just because it's separated, you have a joint here. Nothing there, but you do have these two that are separated and are just on their own individual. So that does it for articulation. Again, no accessories or effect parts. You know, very sad. I wish Tamashii Nations wasn't charging, because in my opinion, was this guy worth $130? Heck no. You know, that's why it was more worth it to me to bundle him with a order that I put together, if you guys saw the box day. And not only did I use the 15% off coupon for everything, but I also got free shipping, because your orders of over 150 on the website, you get free shipping. Otherwise, it is a flat rate of $8 no matter what. So, was he really worth $130? No, but I just took the opportunity to get him and, you know, have a little bit of a discount and get some other goodies along with him. Should have probably maybe just picked up the Bandai, but whatever. I have the SH Monster Arts now, so we'll just leave it there. Probably will pick up the Bandai Kaiser Ghidorah. Hopefully that drops on the Godzilla Store website, because that would be a nice pickup, because I do not have a Kaiser Ghidorah in my collection. And of course, I can only imagine an SH Monster Arts Kaiser Ghidorah or something like that would be super expensive. Of course, the X Plus that came out is super expensive. The original Bandai is super expensive. So I think my best bet on getting a Kaiser Ghidorah for a nice price and not breaking the bank would be the new Bandai, and I am okay with that. Even though the prototype pictures of that Kaiser Ghidorah looked absolutely horrible, the in-hand pictures that people have been getting of the figure, he actually looks pretty good. So, you know, I don't know why Bandai took such poorly promotional shots of the Kaiser Ghidorah, but they did. Anyway, let's get on to scaling. Last but not least, here he is scaled with the 50th Memorial Box, Godzilla 68. Again, you know, Monster X is in that 6-inch scale. Just a touch maybe taller, and of course the horns put him over Godzilla here. But still, very nice scaling. He'll scale in well with anything 6-inch in the Bandai or SH Monster Arts line. And just because it's Monster X and it's Final Wars, here is my Bandai Creations Godzilla Final Wars. Again, scales in very well. Don't look too bad, actually. Looks pretty good. And finally, just to scale him up with an SH Monster Arts, and in my opinion, an SH Monster Arts that doesn't necessarily get enough love, and was still reasonably priced when it came out and didn't have any accessories. I'm talking about in like the $80 range. Here is the GMK Godzilla. This is a good SH Monster Arts figure with no accessories and everything, and a decent price point when it came out. I'm sure it's expensive as heck now, but when this was released, it was like in that $80, $85 range with no accessories. You got a nice beefy Godzilla. Detail and everything looks great. I mean, I just love this figure, and of course this, you know, bringing out GMK randomly here is just in honor of Matt Frank's newest artwork for Cavity Colors. If you haven't seen that yet, go check that out. By the time this video is out, those will be available for pre-order. But Cavity Colors is doing their part 1 of the Millennium series Godzilla movies, and Matt Frank did some killer GMK artwork to put on one of their t-shirts, and I am definitely gonna get one of those. So here he is, sized up with another SH Monster Arts. And that just about does it, you guys, for this figure review. Hope you enjoyed. as I grab the box here that I threw off to the side. Anyway, you guys, that was today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like always, you guys, please comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to atomic blast that notification bell while you're at it. Don't forget to like and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks over on Facebook. And then don't forget to follow Godzilla Fan Freaks over on Instagram. That way you stay up to date with everything that's going on. Kaiju Chill O'Clock is on its way back. If you missed the announcement, this coming Friday, 11 a.m., Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 51. So like always, you guys, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Hope you enjoyed my review on the SH Monsterarts Monster X, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.